Folks, this is tremendous. Roundup is the best. Believe me, it's going to make America great again. It's incredible. We're going to use so much of it.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining me again. Appreciate it as always. Doubleheader night. Edmund, thank you to 5x5. Love, Pug, thank you to 5x5. Kimberly, Hudson Valley, what's going on? Donald, thank you to 5x5. Miss Nancy, Love Pug again, thank you to 5x5. Highlander, Flowngrown, Dobie, Sarita, Toto, Raccoon Eyes, thank you for the 5x5. Base Bunny, Krista, Squirrel, Volunteer, thank you for the 5x5. Maria Jackson, thank you for the 5x5. Vegan, thank you for the 5x5. Give me a second. Crow, thank you for the 5x5. GMA, thank you for the 5x5. And we are on. Okay, good. Prep to Adapt, Maria Jackson, Raccoon Eyes, thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble. Hudson Valley, thank you for the RNN by RNN. Dakota, GMA, thank you for the 5x5. Ryan, thank you for the 5x5. All right. Let's get on with it. So, of course, guys, you saw the thumbnail, right? So the thumbnail, obviously, this whole glyphosate, excuse me. Trump issued an order declaring it a national defense priority. So President Donald Trump issued an executive order this week prioritizing U.S. production of glyphosate, saying the herbicide is critical to national security. Now, this stuff is in Roundup. We've known this for a while. This stuff causes cancer. We've known that for a while. The craziness is that even RFK is siding with this, which is bizarre. Maybe he doesn't want that fight. Who knows? Maybe he wants to stay in position. Maybe he's sacrificing this for that. Keep in mind, which I didn't know, RFK's law firm fought against Roundup. He sued and won and got people money, his clients money for them being affected and sick from this shit. And now he's like all about it. And the fact that they're sitting there making this a national defense priority. Now there's a study out there that suggests that using Roundup yields more food, right? Using this pesticide yields more food because you kill more pests, more food's allowed to grow. But at what risk and at what cost, right? So again, was this stuff in Agent Orange? Because somebody mentioned it earlier. And I know Agent Orange, right, had cancer, properties. This is the stuff they dropped on Vietnam vets in the jungle so that they wouldn't get bit by mosquitoes that had malaria and other diseases. Well, subsequently, spraying the forest with this shit, guys did get sick and come down with cancer. I think a lot of guys are thinking, well, shit, I'd rather caught malaria than get cancer. And I think the military knew this. The military knew that Agent Orange was poison, but they knew that the outcome of Agent Orange was going to be down the line and not immediately now. So that's why they said, we'll spray the men and let's deal with the sickness later. And that's exactly what they did. They dealt with the sickness later. Defoliant, not for bugs. Defoliant, not for bugs? Dolphin, what do you mean? All right. Trump's executive order issued Wednesday, February 18, provides limited immunity to domestic companies that make glyphosate and phosphorus, declaring both essential to the nation's military and farmer. Using the 1950 Defense Production Act, Trump said elements of phosphorus is critical to military technology, such as radar, solar cells, sensors, and to agriculture as precursor elements in producing glyphosate-based herbicide. The president also used the Defense Production Act during his first term, ordering U.S. meatpacking plants to remain open during the global pandemic as thousands of workers became ill from COVID-19. Nearly 300 of them died. Meatpacking workers, or meat plant workers, excuse me. Nearly 300 died. It's probably like 290 or 295 of them passed away. Anyway, according to Trump's order, glyphosate allows U.S. farmers to efficiently and cost-effectively produce food and livestock feed. The order further states the U.S. has only a single domestic producer of element phosphorus and glyphosate-based herbicide, which this producer does not meet our annual need for this input, requiring roughly 6 million kilograms of element phosphorus to be imported annually. Yes, vinegar could be herbicide, but why not use that? Again, I see the argument with killing the pest, saving the plant, or the food, excuse me, so that you can grow more. There's got to be a better way, right? And a lot of farmers will tell you the 1,000 ways things you can use to keep bugs and shit off your food, the food that you're growing. Oh, Dolphin said we used it to kill vegetation. Really? I was under the impression, or rather I heard, that it was also used to kill off the bugs. A lot of the mosquitoes and shit were dying because of Agent Orange. I did hear the vegetation thing, but I thought that was like number 2 on the fucking list of things. Anyway. Now, RFK fought pesticides for years. Now he's backing their product. For years, as an environmental lawyer, RFK crusaded against a controversial herbicide ingredient known as glyphosate. I don't know why I'm having a problem right now. Glyphosate, sorry. Even winning a landmark case against chemical giant Monsanto by arguing that its Roundup weed killer contributed to its client's cancer. But now that he's a nation's top health official, Kennedy is falling in line with President Trump after he issued an executive order that aimed at boosting glyphosate's production. The order would also grant legal immunity to manufacturers if they follow federal directives. You bring in other bugs by planting plants that attract them. Agent Orange is to kill vegetation so U.S. could see the enemy. Yeah, but that shit didn't work either. You know, again, like, even if that is true, to kill the vegetation, it didn't work. You know how many ambushes were that popped off right because the enemy was right in front of them and they couldn't see them? Agent Orange had dioxin, not glyphosate in it. Okay. Right. I wouldn't know. But somebody said it had glyphosate in it, so I'm just going off what... Oh. Stupid. Sorry, give me a second. Right, it contains toxic dioxin, which has serious health issues and environmental damage in the affected area. And yes, U.S. military during the Vietnam War destroyed vegetation, denying cover to enemy forces. Like I said, I don't think it worked that well. So then what did they use for mosquitoes then during the Vietnam? There was something else they used then. For the mosquitoes and some of the bugs out there. Because I remember they said they were spraying them with that shit too. Anyway, nonetheless, guys, the whole gist of this shit is now being pushed after RFK fought for his clients to win some money, being poisoned, cancer, and sick. So, all right, but now the nation's top glyphosate in order to grant limited immunity. All right, Kennedy on Sunday evening posted a lengthy statement on social media that calls pesticide toxic by design, but framed Trump's move as a necessity for agricultural stability and national security. Anytime somebody puts a lengthy social media post defending Deep, thank you guys, Deep. Right, that shit wasn't good for you either. That's what someone said. Raid, nice, Deep. That's what it was. Thank you guys. Let's see. So anytime anybody puts a lengthy statement on social media, there's some guilt in there, and he had to have been not eating crow. The guilt that must be weighing on his shoulder, I could see him leaving after this. If this man fought tooth and nail to fight against this stuff and to make Roundup pay for the damages they caused to his clients, now he's got to do an about face and sit there and say, President Trump did not build our current system. He inherited it. This is what Kennedy wrote. I support President Trump's executive order to bring agricultural chemical production back to the United States and end our near total reliance on adversarial nations. That's one hell of an about face. Sarita, thank you for the donation. That's one hell of an about face. He like bought into this shit, or he is seething right now in his office, throwing holes in the walls by punching them in. Because this is crazy. This isn't a crazy and about face. This is bad. It was a gesture of loyalty to the president who has enabled Kennedy's overhaul of vaccine policies at the federal government highest level, but it also opens a dangerous fault line in their political coalition ahead of the midterm election in November. As Kennedy makes America's healthy again, supporters grow impatient with Republican-led administration that largely resisted their calls to regulate this pesticide. They're speaking up about what they view as betrayal of their support. It is. It's a slap in the face. It's a punch in the dick if I've ever seen one. Something like this that everybody knows is bad for you, and you're going to sit there and go, well, it's a national security issue. How do you just make something a national security issue? I'm baffled. He's like, so there has to be a food crisis here for there to be a national security that you have to make an executive order to put more poison into our food. Anyway, it's been a year. Not a single thing has been done by the EPA to reduce our children and families' exposure to these pesticides. Moms Across America founder Zen Honeycutt, a prominent MAH activist, Mom Across, no, what the hell is MAH? Anyway, replied to Kennedy's post, we love you, Bobby, but this administration needs to keep its word. Again, the Trump administration it lied to everyone. Lied to everyone right across the board. It is punching and kicking everybody in the teeth and the face. He has lied about so many things, and he's continuing to lie, and he's continuing to go against his word. And here we are, yet another strike, if you will, on President Trump's administration. It's just right in the face, and you're spitting in the face of people with this shit. That's the other thing. You're spitting in the face of many Americans by telling them, oh, by the way, we're going to keep putting this poison in your food. And Kennedy, again, I like to know what the fuck he's thinking. I like to know what is on his mind. What exactly is he thinking? Because this has to hurt. Like, if you were a staunch fighter of this shit and you were like, yo, you know, we gotta put an end to this poison. It's killing our people, you know, like, and then you turn around and go, yeah, man, Roundup is Agent Orange. Well, according to Google, Roundup is not Agent Orange because Roundup is that phosphate shit, and Agent Orange is detoxin. If I said that right, pretty sure I didn't. Diocin, sorry. Those are two different chemicals. Again, from my understanding. Let's see. It's in our groundwater, that's for sure, but it's not in Roundup. No. Glyphosate is in Roundup, not the toxin. All right, yes, I just looked it up. Anyway, another betrayal, guys. Another betrayal. Listen, this administration is going to continue to stab the American people in the back. Listen, the Trump administration, bag of dicks. Mamdani's administration, bag of dicks. So Mamdani here in New York has went against everything he said he was going to do. He was going to lower rent. He was going to freeze rent. He's not doing that now that he's raising property tax. He's diving in, or rather he wants to take the retirement health care fund so that they can use it towards the city. That's called a rainy day fund here in New York. And he wants to reach into that. The free buses, not going to happen. The reduced fares on train or something like that, something to that effect, not happening. You know what he's allowing to happen? He's allowing Muslims to pray in the middle of Times Square. That's what he's allowing to happen. He lied to the people to get his people what they wanted. Now, quick note, praying in the middle of the street is rude and obnoxious. And this is coming from Muslims that live on the other side of the world. They do not do this prayer shit in the middle of the streets in other parts of the world. They don't. They only do it in places like England, maybe France, United States. They do not do it in other Arab countries. Other Arab countries will not allow them to do this. Ryan, our pensions right now can't be touched. The healthcare thing can be. That's probably going to affect our medical coverage. But as far as my pension goes, I'm not worried about it. That's state level shit. If Kathy Hochul tomorrow, the governor of New York tomorrow, goes, hey, listen, we really need this money. We got to tap into their, all hell would break loose. And I mean, us standing around like in Wisconsin or whatever state they did where they took those guys' pensions, those guys should have been at the governor's home. Bottom line, they should have been at every politician's home. You want to fuck with somebody's pensions? You're going to be paid a visit. Simple. It's a simple solution. Whether we throw shit at your house or we sing Kumbaya on the loudspeaker 24/7, 7 days a week for a whole year straight, that shit's going to happen. That's how you mess with these people. Yeah, you don't resort to violence, but you definitely make them pay for it. You put on the worst movie you can find and you blast out on a loudspeaker. Morning, noon, night, in the rain, hail, tornado, whatever it is, you make them pay for it. The fact, guys, that these people think they can get away with this shit is because we allow them to get away with it. That's why they know they can. Not that they think, they know they can. So, unfortunately, we have to start making them pay by some way, shape, or form. This is it. Any Pink Floyd album. But they might like Pink Floyd. You know what you do? You play like a Megadeth song. Right? The album Area 51. What was it? Hangar 18? You play that shit on repeat. It's going to drive them up the walls. It's going to drive them up the walls. But anyway, guys, it's 20-minute mark. I got some editing to do. I am a little tired. Busy night last night. Well, it wasn't that busy, but it was all right. But anyway, just tired. Gonna go off the air now. Gonna write up the Wednesday midweek report, and then I will see a lot of you guys Thursday or Friday night for the doubleheader. Most likely Thursday night for the doubleheader, but Friday if I'm super tired. Outside of that, guys, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. I will catch you guys, some of you guys tomorrow morning. I'll catch you, the rest of you guys Thursday for the doubleheader. All right, guys, thank you.